Early this morning, woke up, holding my head, hearing my heartbeat all night long. A shade to this motel, keeping me in bed, reading the news, just trying to stay strong. I need to just get up, you take a deep breath, keep it together, 'cause it's some beautiful day. Sun on my face, feeling okay. Don't let it get away. It's a beautiful day. Feel so proud, screaming out loud. It's a beautiful day. It's a beautiful day. I used to feel sad, now I'm satisfied. I fall to pieces, now it's peace of mind. The words of my mother, they speak the truth. She always says, son, you make it through. I need to just get up, we'll take a deep breath, we'll keep it together. It's so beautiful day. Sun on my face, feeling okay. And don't let it get away. It's a beautiful day. Feeling so proud, screaming out loud. It's so beautiful day. It's so beautiful. I won't ever let it go. I won't let it get away. I won't ever let it go. I won't ever let it go. I won't let it get away. I won't ever let it go. It's so beautiful day. It's a beautiful. It's a beautiful. It's a beautiful day.
Yes, it is a beautiful day. We'll start it out there with Rob Drabkin. It's a Monday right here, and it's May the 4th be with you. May the 4th, 7 weeks since your favorite restaurant or bar shut down here in Denver, Colorado in the Front Range, and the Modern Eater Show continues. You just got a little bit from the beautiful dulcet tones of Rob Drabkin. Rob Drabkin's going to take part with us this Friday when the Modern Eater Show kicks off smartly. And what do we have? We have COVID 2020. It's a benefit for a live stream benefit for the Colorado Restaurant Foundation's Angel Relief Fund, and we can't wait to have you here with us. We're going to have some of the best chefs around here in Colorado. You know King Gerhard and Carrie Baird and Brother Luck, along with musicians Hazel Miller and Rob Drabkin and many, many more. That'll be this Friday, and we can't wait to have you here with us on the Modern Eater stream from 2 to 5 p.m. this Friday. Jay, what do you think?
I think it's going to be a party. And all for a great, great cause.
Big show for you today at 3 p.m. She'll check in. I just talked about her. Her name's Carrie Baird. Chef Carrie Baird's going to join us Friday. But we'll do a little preview to see what Carrie's going to cook up for us. And she'll catch up with us at 3 p.m. In the meantime and in between time, we're going to call this Soil to Sandwich, Jay.
I was calling it farm to your face.
Farm to your face. I like that.
Yeah.
But soil to sandwich, and truly just showing the food chain and how well we as Coloradans work together. And without further ado, we're going to have a great, lively discussion. We can't thank you enough for tuning in today on the Modern Eater stream. It is a Monday, so as we knock off the spider webs and get the cobwebs broken away, we're going to have a great show for you. Right now, I want to introduce to you, you know him, he's my friend and yours, Little Rich Schneider. Welcome to the Modern Eater stream.
How's it going, Greg, and everybody here? This is going to be awesome.
It's a good discussion. Where do we start from here? So soil to sandwich, Richie, and what we really wanted to do was show this, the rippling effect when we showed what happens with restaurants when just one link in the chain gets taken down. It's a very damaging effect. But when it works well, it works really, really well. And we're going to highlight that today.
Well, we've got all the links here on the show today.
Okay, so check this out. From the farm, and Jerry Cooksey joins us. Cooksey's Farm. And Rogan, Colorado, 10,000 acres of loveliness. He's a wheat farmer and much, much more. 5 generations. Jerry, welcome to the show. Hi, Jerry. Hey, Jerry. We did tests, didn't we? Yeah. Jerry, I don't know if Jerry...
Thanks for the invite.
Where is Jerry?
There he is.
Okay, cool.
He might have to turn his camera around. I bet he was... There he is.
There he is. I was wondering where you were. Yeah, perfect. Thanks for joining us. So Jerry's joining us on the stream as well. Don Trouba and Meagan Holton, Ardent Mills, they're representing us today from Ardent Mills. Don and Meagan, welcome to the show.
Greg, thanks for inviting us. I'm actually on a wheat farm on Tatooine.
you know you're not.
No, you're right. This is actually in Colorado, but yeah. It could be on Tatooine.
Well, that takes away Jerry's back shot because I think Jerry's is legit, isn't it, Jerry?
It is.
It sure is. I'm standing here in a field of hard white winter wheat.
Very cool. Can't wait to have this discussion. Meagan, how are you today?
Good.
Good to see you. Okay, so we've got all the way covered from the farm to Ardent Mills, the Millers, and now we're going to go to the bread company and Jeffrey Nations and Codyann LaCouture, Aspen Baking Company. Good to see you guys. Good to see you guys.
A little frozen there.
Hear us?
Hello. Isn't it weird how free-flowing the conversation is before that we kick off the live show? Here's the live show. How are we doing? Jeffrey, do we got a line into you guys?
Yeah. It's,
that's a tough
Can you hear me?
Jeffrey, we can hear you. Can you hear us? Maybe readjust where you are in your house. We got to get a better connection than this. Okay, we're just going to get started, and then Nick O'Sullivan's going to join us from Brothers Barbecue at 2:30. So all the way from the farmer to the Millers to the bread company to Brothers Barbecue and making delicious sandwiches. Can't wait to catch up with Nick as well. Let's just tell the stories. Okay, Jerry Cooksey, talk to us about Cooksey's Farm, would you?
Okay. In 1908, my great-grandfather come and homesteaded, and we started the farming business then and been farming wheat ever since. And so currently we grow wheat, corn, millet, milo, and we grow pinto beans and kidney beans, and we also have a produce company where we raise pumpkins and watermelon.
Holy cow.
But, wheat is our largest crop.
Tell folks where you're located in Colorado.
So we're located about 1 hour northeast of Denver. The closest town is Rogan. Rogan is our address. We live about 15 miles from Rogan.
There were two choices for me to either say Rogan or Rogan, and I chose Rogan. I'm always on the other side of the 50-50 there. Good to have you join the show here. So a centennial farm you guys are sitting on, over 100 years.
Yes. A lot of hard labor and rewards from being in farming in the agriculture business, yes.
We're going to talk about it, but how do you keep 5 generations of people interested in farming?
Well, that's a challenge. I guess we for one thing, we like what we do, and we take pride in the crops that we grow. And we also have a cow-calf operation as well. But, there's plenty of challenges, that's for sure. But we sure enjoy growing commodities and crops for food.
Okay, so everybody feel free to jump in when you feel like there's a question or you can tee the other person up to get the very best out of them. But now let's get into your relationship with Ardent Mills. And, Jerry, feel free to find cover somewhere if you need to. You don't need to stand out in the field with the wind blowing at you during our whole conversation.
Okay, so currently I'm standing in a field of hard white winter wheat. And so this particular variety is Breck. It's a white wheat variety that's used in Ardent Mills ultra grain flour. It's a premium flour. And so I'll show you a picture of the raw product. Here is
Showing us.
white wheat, and hard red winter wheat, and that is we ship that into Ardent Mills as well. So I feel like we have a good working relationship with Ardent.
Hey, Don, talk about that.
Greg, the one thing I have to say about all the farmers we work with, like Jerry, is they're amazing. I mean, I'm so excited for us to be a part of this show today because really it's the whole chain. One of the things that we are really, really proud of at Ardent Mills, even though we're a national company, is that we have a really, really close connection with the grower, just like Jerry, and there's many others around the state as well. So like Jerry said, hard red winter wheat, hard white winter wheat, we buy that wheat from farmers, and that's part of the whole supply chain. And typically that'll go into an elevator. We have one in Commerce City called Commerce City Grain. And from there, we pull that wheat into our mills. We have 2 mills in Colorado. Meagan is head miller over at our Commerce City mill. We also have one in Rhino, so right in the city. And we're making wheat we're taking wheat, making that into flour, and then getting that out to amazing bakers and tortilla companies like you have that are producing the food that people love to eat. People love grain-based foods, and we love being a part of that.
Yes, 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 and yes. Meagan, what do you have to add to that?
So our mill's been here since the 1930s. And if you read through the article that kind of talks through some of our history in this area of Colorado, the article says that it used to be the highest point. And so you can't even see from here to downtown without unobstructed views. So that just kind of goes to some of our history and how this used to be just one of the tallest structures out here in the Denver area.
Meagan, I'm looking at you right now. I have to know what you're wearing on top of your head. What you have a hard hat on? Plus, is that what you need to wear inside of the mill?
Yeah. So this is our PPE, personal protective equipment. So in the mill, there's a lot of spouting and a lot of options to potentially knock your head on something, which is the hard hat. And then these are the earmuffs. We require hearing protection. I prefer the earmuff style. And then there's a headlamp because it comes in handy when you're looking at stuff.
Yes.
And then, of course, the safety glasses as well.
Gotcha.
She's got the personal pink ones, which are pretty awesome.
I like that. I thought maybe that was just your rig that you made up for Zoom calls.
Oh, gosh.
It's really cool. Okay, so guys, jump in. Now we've talked to Jerry from the farm, and then we have Don and Meagan. Don, bat it up. Talk about Ardent Mills itself.
So Ardent Mills, our company is actually just over 5 years old. We started on May 29th of 2014, but actually our history goes back before then. We are a merged company that was Cargill, which had a joint venture called Horizon Milling, and then ConAgra Mills had a milling company, or ConAgra Foods, now ConAgra Brands, had the ConAgra Mills milling company. And in 2014, all those companies were put together to better support the baking and wheat-based industry. We have over 35 mills and mix facilities, but even though we're a national, actually international company, because we're in Canada, the U.S., and Puerto Rico, we chose Colorado as our home because of the food scene, because of our relationship with the Colorado Wheat Research Foundation, with Colorado State University, with the mills that we have here. So we love calling Denver and Colorado our home. Our mission is to enhance the quality of life and standard of health of people. And our vision is that we are the trusted partner in nurturing our customers, consumers, and communities through innovative and nutritious grain-based solutions. And that's a mouthful, but at the end of the day, it starts with wheat, because that's the primary thing we do, and wheat flour. And then we're doing so much more beyond that as well. Everything from quinoa that's grown in the San Luis Valley, Colorado quinoa. We're heavily involved with that. We just invested in our mill in Rhino, the River North Mill. We're doing cleaned berries, working with the local grain economy, doing things like spelt and white Sonora berries that can be milled into flour or cooked into food. So we're really excited to be part of this local community and to be investing in the area.
It's really cool. And you look at the relationships. Give us an idea of what kind of relationships you have with farmers.
There's so many farmers that we work with, but I think a great example would be someone like Jerry that's growing ultragrain. So ultragrain, as a type of whole wheat flour, it actually means ultra fine. That's where it comes from, and that's something that we mill in Commerce City. So it's a white wheat flour that's really, really fine, and you can use it to make all sorts of foods that are whole wheat, but are very similar to a white flour food. And we work directly with farmers to grow select varieties. Those varieties were developed in conjunction in partnership with Colorado State University. And so we have a one-on-one relation, or a direct relationship, a one-to-one relationship with those farmers who are growing that wheat for ultragrain. We're also, working with the folks, like I said, the Colorado quinoa farmers down in the San Luis Valley. I think that's one of the things that separates Ardent Mills from a lot of companies is just that transparency and honesty to go back to the farm. We're not afraid to show that, to build programs around that. I think Rich could speak to that. He's seen it. He's been to some of the field days and things. So that relationship with the farmer is absolutely critical for us to be able to do what we do.
Absolutely. Yeah, actually, Little Rich, you have a story about the first time building a relationship with Ardent Mills, Richie.
Oh, big time. Their old QC guy, Praveen, I guess he made the first cup of Kool-Aid, the Ardent Mills Kool-Aid for me, and I drank it, and we've been a strong supporter of theirs ever since. They do so much. We couldn't bring it all to you in one show, but truly they've been a partner for farmers in giving them a market to help them lessen the risk of trying these new grains and new varieties. And they've helped lessen the risk. And, as a business, you can only afford so much risk. They help shoulder that. And it's that helping the farmers with that risk is absolutely the fuel to innovation. And so they've just done so much behind the scenes. I know I've been a personal, I want people to know all that they do. Because, I'm going to tell you here at Raquelitas, we are 100% Ardent Mills.
Yeah,
no one else's flour even gets in the building.
Going back to Jerry Cooksey from Cooksey Farms. Jerry, do we have you here still? Probably have to unmute you. Jerry, how much? Jerry, how much of your farmland is used and dedicated just towards Ardent Mills, and is that a benefit to have a company take the lion's share of your materials from you, or where how does that work with your farm in particular?
I'd say about 25% of our wheat acres are planted to breck or snowmass too. And then I think we probably market another 25% of hard winter red wheat through Ardent as well. So probably 50% of our wheat crop is marketed through Ardent, and so it's good to have a mill close by, and so that helps with the market price, and also, Ardent works with Roggen Farmers Elevator here, and that's another terminal that farmers around here take their wheat to. And so Ardent helps this wheat business a lot in Colorado. Also, Ardent helps with our wheat breeding program at Colorado State. They help fund new projects especially involving the white wheat varieties for we're trying to come out with better white wheat varieties that yield better and have higher quality and meet all the specs that they need to produce the best flour.
Yeah, great. You just queued me up for my next question. We'll turn to Meagan. Meagan, consistency is everything, isn't it, with your products?
Yeah, absolutely. That is one of the larger things that we do here in our elevators is, I mean, we're getting hundreds of thousands, millions of bushels of wheat from all across the country, quite a bit of it locally here in Colorado. But we bin all of that according to protein. And then we're going to blend the proteins down to certain mix designations. And we're going to try to blend up as much volume as we can at one time in order to provide that consistent flour to the customer. So when it comes to baking characteristics, we're taking samples of those individual wheats coming from individual farmers so that we understand those baking characteristics. So when we check the quality on the flour side, if something is starting to trend maybe in the if it's starting to increase in absorption or decrease in stability, we can kind of see where that trend is coming from, where it's driving from, and adjust the components for that blend. So blending is huge for us to provide that consistent flour to our customers.
Yeah, and the end user and bakers, and for the love of goodness, everything good. I hope that Jeff Nations can hear us. Jeffrey Nations, are you able to join this conversation?
Me?
Yes. Jeffrey.
I'm here.
Hey, there you are. Okay, so consistency and bringing it to the baker. What are you looking for as far as flour ingredients to go into Aspen Baking Company?
One of the critical components for us is having protein levels at certain percentages so that our product is consistent. Because we can add water, take water away, but if we don't have consistent proteins in our flour, it's hard for us to have a consistent product. Ardent Mills is incredibly accurate how they mill and how the flour's produced and the proteins. And we rarely, if ever, have seen a problem with any of their protein levels. And we're able to focus in on the products that we produce and making them consistent.
Quality
That's
ingredients.
Great to hear.
Yeah,
it's great to have you.
And Little Rich, you do the same thing with Rockalitas, don't you?
Oh, absolutely. And actually in tortillas, it's extremely critical because if you want to get the tortillas to roll and not crack and all that stuff, protein is of utmost importance. And these guys dial it in for me every day. That's why I won't mess around with that.
Hey, Greg, if I could jump in
Please,
just one thing. So Meagan talked about protein and mixes, and you heard Jeffrey and Aspen talking about that as well. I think one thing that's really important, a lot of chefs probably would know this, but flour isn't necessarily just flour, right? You have different protein levels, and those types of proteins or different types of wheat are used for different types of food. So, for example, durum wheat, which is often grown up north in the Dakotas or even in Canada, that's what's used most often to make pasta. Well, we don't grow that around here. So we bring that flour in from those areas where it's grown. And similarly, different types of wheat like the hard white winter or the hard red winter. And then there are even soft wheats that have different protein levels. So depending on what you're baking or cooking, you need a different type of flour. So Rich's flour tortilla is going to be a little bit lower protein, not because Rich is a shorter guy. He's a great guy. But that's what tortillas need for extensibility and flexibility. But, if you're making a croissant, you're going to need a different flour. And if you're going to be making a hearth-style bread, a higher protein flour. So, and that's what wheat and gluten is. It's protein. So not to get too off the rails.
I love it all.
I just want people to know that.
Please, and more of that. More. Okay, I think he joined the room. And Nick O'Sullivan from Brothers Barbecue. Did I see Nick's face?
Yeah, I'm here.
Hey, what's happening, Nick?
Not too much, man. Just slinging some barbecue.
Well, thanks for taking
Just
time
a-
out. We've got a great.
You bet.
We're calling today's theme "Soil to Sandwich," my friend, and going
All
right,
right.
yeah, right from the fields of northeastern Colorado and Roggen, Colorado, 10,000 acres of loveliness from 5 generations of Cooksey Farms.
Yeah, I always thought the protein in the flour came when I added my barbecue to it.
A
I
lot
didn't know anything about baking bread.
a lot
That's
of
a
it.
great type of protein. Thank you for
Yeah,
that.
man. You bet.
So, guys, jump in. I mean, Nick, you look for product consistency, and you want the best of the best, and that's why you went
Always.
with Aspen Baking Company. First of all, how do you choose your products? How do you, in this instance, how did you choose your bread?
We met with Jeff and Bruce over Aspen probably, gosh, it must be close to 10 years now ago. And we just had a great relationship with them ever since. They've been able to custom make a specific roll for us that's perfect for barbecue, where it's not too much bread, but enough. It's got a nice pull to it. Because with barbecue, you want the meat to stay in there. If the bun's too dry, or if there's too much of the bun, then you're not getting the full experience. I mean, when you go to places like Kansas City, a lot of times you get barbecue served on just white bread. It's just old school white bread, and it's basically just like it. You can see your fingerprints in it after you grab the sandwich. We wanted something a little cleaner, something more of like kind of a Southern style brioche type bun where, it's not too much bread where you're getting a full mouth of bread. It's supposed to just be kind of an accoutrement.
Do you have
If you
one
will.
of those near you?
Of course I do.
Of course I do. What are you
And
kidding
then
me?
they also make us a specific bun that is for our catering department too, which is a smaller size bun. So for large groups, they're getting smaller buns. Can I get some bread, guys?
And we make your cornbread too.
Yes. Oh, how could I forget? Yeah, and the cornbread that we get a ton of compliments on. That was our secret, Jeff. We used to tell people we were telling our customers that we made it. I'm just kidding.
Oh no! Oh no!
So here's the bun and a piece of cornbread too. Yes, thank you. And also the Aspen makes our slider buns for us. So any of our bread products. Here's the Brothers Barbecue bun. And then I haven't eaten lunch yet, so I was gonna get these guys to make me a sandwich too.
Yes.
So we toast these up. We put, you get your choice of pulled pork, beef brisket, hot links, or barbecue chicken. We do a couple different combo sandwiches, like the Brother, which is hot links, pulled pork, creamy coleslaw, fried onions, jalapenos, and that all goes on that bun. Here's the delicious cornbread that everybody loves.
Yes, sir.
Oh, that's
And
good
then
cornbread.
here's a picture of the Brother. I don't know if you guys can see it. That is one of Jeff's buns right there. There.
Some good looking buns.
Thank you very much.
I get that a lot.
Hey, Greg, can I ask a question?
Please, you guys
Yeah.
go for it.
So I love the attention to detail that you just talked about with the bun, because that's what we do. It's our pardon the pun, bread and butter. But talk about on the barbecue side, that I just can only imagine the level of detail that it takes to produce barbecue like you guys produce.
Yeah, I mean, we've learned a lot. We've been in business for 22 years, for people that don't know about us. So, I mean, we've learned a lot over these 22 years, thankfully. But, barbecue it's really an art form. It's not just like you come up with a recipe and it's done. It constantly evolves. It changes with the seasons. If the briskets are bigger, in terms of the smoke time, there's certain variables like wood is always slightly different. Temperature of the outside as well as humidity levels can change the way the barbecue comes out. So you're constantly kind of messing with the smokers. Our smokers also tend to kind of get a life of their own, where you find that at all of our locations, all the meats are smoked on site. And some of the stores, like one smoker just tends to run a little hot. So that one might be better to smoke chickens in. And one smoker might be a little bit more even. So that might be the better one for briskets that we do overnight. We use mostly hickory wood, which we found is perfect kind of balance of smokiness, but it doesn't overpower the meat. A lot of different woods like mesquite. If you ever bite into a piece of meat and it tastes like an ashtray, that's probably mesquite wood, where it's just so smoky, and you're like, to me, it's a little bit too intense. But like I said, everything down to the different spices that we use. Our sauces now, we have a third party that makes those, so they're always consistent. Me and my brother used to be back here making those in big buckets back in the day. And it was kind of like, I don't think we ever really measured anything. It was just kind of like, throw some brown sugar, throw some tomato sauce and some vinegar and whip it up. And there we go. That looks perfect, Now it's a little bit more of a science, especially since we're out at the airport where we have a location down in Castle Rock and our 5 stores here in our catering business. So, consistency is key when you start to grow.
I love that you just said that, because that's a great reset point for us right here. Consistency is key, and we're looking at 4 Colorado businesses right now that each one of them is an integral part of the other one's success. And as we go from Jerry Cooksey from Cooksey Farms and into the Millers, and I'd like to think that Ardent Mills is kind of the gluten or the glue that's keeping all of this together, and these relationships into Jeff and Codyann and Aspen Baking Company, into the doors of Brothers Barbecue and Nick O'Sullivan. Each one of these relationships means so much to the other as far as support goes. These are the types of stories, and again, soil to sandwich is what we're talking about today, all the way from the farmer to the bread and Brothers Barbecue. Jerry, it must be kind of cool to see the end result of your hard work down there at the farm.
Yeah, it is. It's neat to see the end product at Brothers Barbecue. Yeah.
And then the farm, seeing the farm right there. Is this the first time you've seen Cooksey's there, Nick?
Yeah, it's the first time I've seen it. Yeah, it's pretty awesome. It definitely puts things in perspective, because I think a lot of things you take for granted. I think in this time and age and with what everyone's going through right now, I think we tended to take a lot of things for granted. Going to a football game or going to a concert was just something that you thought was just something that you would always be able to do. And, I think this kind of ties in nicely to see that, all the things that we do, from the bread that we use, and, the farmers behind the cattle and the hog farms and everything else. It's amazing how many man hours go into the final getting a sandwich on somebody's plate. Like the amount of different places that the coordination of putting all that together is amazing.
And you mentioned the day and age that we're living in right now. For us to be able to band together as businesses to uplift or support one to the next, we need more of those personal relationships, right?
Absolutely.
Or at least to nurture them. You've got to have a lot more of them too, Nick. Some of the other local relationships that you're using right now.
Yeah, East West is a company that makes a lot of our sauces. We just got a deal done with Rocky Mountain Spice Company. Sadly, the company that was making our rib rub for us, it's our recipe, but we're, again, with consistency, we're using them custom blending out of Loveland. And unfortunately, this was too big of a hit for them to be able to keep their business going. But they were a great partner, not to put a bummer on the thing. Also, Shamrock Foods is a local company that we use. That they're huge, but they're a family-owned business. Started out as a dairy, I think, in Colorado, and they just do a tremendous job for us. We have a really good relationship with them, and they've really kind of come to bat for us during this time. Some of our items were out of stock, and they kind of did some awesome stuff for us to get cases of ribs flown in for us and things like that. So we're lucky, and obviously Aspen Bakery has been a great partner for us as well. Shout out to Jeff and all the team over there. And I'm sure I'm forgetting some people, but all the people we work with, and and also, I mean, I can't say enough about our staffs. I mean, that's what is the glue of any business, I think, are the people behind the scenes, the people that are, getting in here at 6 a.m. to, get the barbecue ready for everybody. And, people don't see that, but, we've got such a great crew that kept this thing going through all this stuff. And, once we made them feel safe, we put up sneeze guards and added some protocols, and obviously kind of got rid of our dining rooms and just went to, a takeout only kind of scenario. But no, the 99% of our staff we were able to maintain. They all were able to keep their jobs, and the only people that aren't working for us now that were them were people that weren't comfortable, which we totally understand. And if and when they're ready to come back, we'll welcome them with open arms. But yeah, we're lucky that we've been around for so long. From day one, 80% of our business has been takeout, so it wasn't the hugest transition for us. We didn't have to invent a takeout menu, a to-go menu, and overnight. I mean, it's just what we did already. The only difference for us was no more dine-in.
Yeah, turn the engines on overdrive, because now this is what we've trained for, boys. You've been doing a great job doing the delivery and the pickup for the longest time, and thank goodness that business is modeled to it. You think about restaurants and food service chain, and this is where my heart goes out to the Aspen Baking Companies of the world, who work a lot with restaurants in food service and finding themselves in a situation where, retail is really not an option set up through their chains. But what can you do on your level to be able to support a company that you see just needs to hang on until restaurant dining rooms open up more? Is there anything that you can do to help pivot companies like that? Just trying to brainstorm here.
I mean, for us, we just have to do what we do. We gotta, I think for us, just doing the best we can. And I think the key is to not lose focus, to, maintain the quality of food, the quality of service that we've always provided, but to hyper focus on that and make sure that we're still doing that, not just, winging it. And I think that's paid dividends for us. And obviously, just maintaining the relationships with our great vendors that we have. I think you mentioned doing the donations and stuff that we've been doing for the frontline workers at hospitals, Denver police officers, Denver firefighters, truckers, people that work in grocery stores. We do it basically a daily donation. Wow. And I think that helps boost those people. And also it helps the morale with the employees that we have. They're like, we're doing more than just serving our customers. We're helping people too.
Yeah, absolutely. Congratulations on all of that. And as I turn back to Aspen Baking Company and Jeffrey Nations, your model's changed quite a bit, and the Instacart's opened up for you guys, and you're doing a few new innovative things. But where are we at right now with Aspen Baking Company? And I know for you guys, the lifeline is great accounts like Brothers Barbecue, who continue to order from you on a daily and weekly basis. Jeffrey?
You guys, they're a huge part of my operation. I'm grateful for our relationship, and I'm glad that it's lasted so long. They're really important to us. For us, we've tried to enter some kind of retail-ish market with Amazon and with Uber Eats. But, we don't feel like we're getting back into that, but we're keeping our name out there. Because there's a lot of the people that do supply restaurants, and hotels, hospitals, places where they're not going to come back when when the lights are turned back on. Obviously, the lights are going to be really dim when they come back on, and we just have to hold it together and try and survive, through all of it and see what's going to happen. I know that there's a lot of hotels that aren't going to be open for regular business at all because all of their conventions, are gone and they're not coming back anytime soon, and they're struggling. And there are a lot of restaurants that aren't going to be back in business when the lights come on next week. Mm-hmm. And so it's a totally different life for all of us. What we're trying to do is make sure that like Nick, stay focused on what we do well, and keep doing that, and try to keep as many people employed as possible as we try to navigate what's going to happen tomorrow.
Yeah. All the way down the line, and Little Rich, you can jump in on this, but each and every one of these relationships is so intricate to the other person's survival. It's in our best interest to make sure that we're holding up our brother and sister in their business on the other side. More important than ever right now, Rich.
Oh, I totally agree. And, something I want to kind of circle back on is really, it's funny. It seems like as we learn more about what Jerry Cooksey is doing, when we learn more about what Jeff is doing, when we learn more about Dawn and Meagan, what they're doing, and then we see what Nick is doing, talk about gaining a new perspective and how each of us really, when you learn what goes into your raw material, your flour coming in, your wheat, you start to treat it with more reverence. I know when I went out and saw Jerry and all the many, I mean, that one day there was probably a couple hundred different Colorado farmers. And you hear these stories of multi-generations of good crops and bad crops and good times and bad times. And you see how they keep striving to deliver a better crop. Mm-hmm. How can you not want to treat that wheat, that flour, with more reverence? It made me want to make a better tortilla to pay respect and homage to 4 generations of work. And I know that's what Dawn is doing. I mean, Dawn and Meagan both, there's a tremendous story. Ardent Mills, yes, is 5 years old, but the millers, the people that they have there, go back way more than that. And when you see the job that they're doing day in and day out to the faceless job that they do every day to make sure we've got great wheat to work with. And then when you see what Jeff does behind the scenes, I've been privileged to walk in Jeff's bakery and see what he does. It's amazing. I tell you, I think the best thing Jeff could ever do to raise the value proposition of his bread is teach someone, let him go to work on the baking table. Let him mix some wheat. Let him divide it. Let him bake it and see what all goes into every process. And even the same thing with Nick at Brothers. Let people see what it takes to select the right meat. Smoke it. Take your time. I know Nick's done a tremendous job for many, many years. And, every step of the way, man, there's passion and there's wanting to show reverence and wanting to do not just serve food, but make something that really changes a person's day. And that's the fun part, I think, of every face I see in this screen. This is what we've all done for some of us for decades. Me, I'm older than dirt. Maybe I shouldn't be doing this anymore. But it's treating our ingredients with reverence and carrying it on down the chain.
Richie,
I tell you,
you're so right.
I would love to see. You know what I would love to see? I would love to see all of us at the next Colorado field days. So that the Colorado wheat farmers, like when I started going there, I would fill up my SUV. Sometimes a picture of it comes up on my screens here. I would go just so, and they would actually let me talk to the farmers. I would kind of address them just to thank them for what they've done. I wasn't there trying to get a cheaper price on wheat. I wanted to thank them. And I would take them all these different tortillas, and I'm like, I just want you to see what these crazy guys on Larimer Street are doing with all this wheat, and to show you and your grandkids what we're doing. I would love to see a small contingency from Ardent, maybe Jeff come down, people from Brothers come down and feed these guys and let them enjoy the whole link, the whole chain.
We'd be in for that reunion show, Rich. We're in.
I think you're onto something, Richie. You talked about don't just serve food, but serve the food. Serve the reverence to that food itself of those fine ingredients. And I think that's such an interesting thing that more and more these days as I look to the national news and I'm just scared about some of these massive meat packing plants and where the food is going and other farms tilling under their crops because it's easier than the amount of money that they would pay to bring it to market. Right now, food is in a very interesting place in society, and I'm somebody who's a firm believer of full circle and honoring that food and honoring the relationships of where that food not only came from, but the purveyors that are bringing it to the forefront and to our dinner plates. And it's more important than ever right now. Meagan, I'll bet you got something to say about that.
Just to, back up just a little bit, I think a lot of people do take for granted that 5-pound bag of flour, up until, COVID happened, people really took for granted that 5-pound bag of flour and how it got to that shelf. And, I feel like it wasn't flying off the shelf before like it is now. But now everybody, I hear about it all over the neighborhood forums, just a ton of people, are talking about where's all the flour, where can I get all this flour? And we kind of take that for granted, where our food comes from, how it gets there, and where that supply, how it's driven.
Absolutely. Codyann, Jeffrey?
Hi. Yeah, it's great that we have Ardent Mills behind us, because that's one of the big hooks for us is that, there are a lot of different businesses that are struggling. For example, we bought so much yeast a couple days ago that would help us produce for the next 3 to 4 months, because we understood there was going to be a huge shortage, and if not a shortage, a double or triple price increase. So those are things looking forward that we're trying to make sure that we hedge ourselves so that we're still being able to operate and make the products that our customers, require.
Codyann, how are you doing?
I'm doing well.
Good to see you. I need to hear from Codyann.
Hi. Yeah, it's been interesting. We've had to, totally change how we do operation. The day after the restaurants shut down, Jeff had Hollis and I in parking lots selling bread or trying to get traction. It was a bad idea.
Bad idea.
Didn't work, but yeah, we are starting to get a little bit more traction on Amazon and Uber Eats. So hopefully that goes well.
And it appears that restaurants in and around Colorado are starting to operate to some degree or another. And everybody's starting to get back into the game. One of the things for us is that it's hard, and I'm sure it's hard for everybody in this group. Receivables are a big deal, because we're basically offering credit to people that we're not sure they're going to be able to pay their bills, and so that's a whole nother gamble to this game, and it's a big gamble, but we're willing to stick our necks out and try to keep people in business as they try to keep us in business.
Isn't that the kind of, was it Bluto model of where let me get a hamburger today and I'll pay you for it on Tuesday?
Hey, Greg, I'd like to throw a term out if we
Sure.
As we watch in the medical community, we talk about our first line workers are the people in the ER rooms. And I think here it's safe to say our farmers have been our first line. And for a lot of times, I think they haven't been seen. But I think that's what's fun about this. It's a chance for them to be seen, a chance for them to tell their stories, and for us to enjoy those stories and make sure that we appreciate them by increasing our game as we go forward.
All right, we're going to go back around the table in closing, and then Nick, I don't know whether you made those sandwiches or not yet. Did you make those sandwiches yet, Nick?
No, I haven't. The guys have been busy with all these call-in orders. So
don't let this crazy show get in the way of that. I don't want to interrupt regular service there, but people on the stream surely like to see food be made there.
But yeah, I do like Richard's idea of having that field day party over at the where they grow the wheat and everything. We're all in for that, and we'll bring the barbecue.
Is Cooksey gone? Is Jerry Cooksey
You just
gone?
let us know when. You just let us know when, and we'll be there.
I wanted somebody to talk about Colorado Wheat Field Days for a second, but I think Cooksey's gone. In closing with you.
Jerry's back.
Oh, Jerry's back? I think Jerry's back.
Yeah.
Jerry, sir, do we have you? Well, he's back, but he's not. Nick, in closing, because I know you got to jump, brother, I want you to talk about Brothers Barbecue. I know your locations are still open and rocking and rolling, but what's happening, and do you have any kind of Mother's Day specials going on right now?
We just have our typical packs that we always do. Usually Mother's Day is a busy. Obviously, that's probably not going to be happening this year. So, meat by the pound. We used to put on our marquee back in the day, like some brothers. So that's what we're going with this year. And pounds of meat. We have game day packs, which are good any time of year, with a slab of ribs, a pound of meat, 2 pints of sides, and 4 delicious Aspen Bakery rolls.
Nice.
But yeah, give us a call. We'll have stuff ready. We're open 10 to 10 every day. Monaco and Leedsdale, 6 in Washington, I-25 in Arapahoe, Broomfield, and First in Wadsworth and Lakewood.
I got to ask you about that jersey behind you there. The only number 3 Denver Bronco I knew of was Rich Carless.
Yeah, that was Scott Bentley. We knew him from high school, and he played one game for the Broncos as a kicker. And he went to Overland High School, and he used to be one of our customers. I haven't seen him in years, but when he played the one game for the Broncos, we asked him for a jersey, and that's the game-worn jersey, and he signed it for us.
Nice. Did he get any action in that game? Did he kick a field goal?
It was so long ago, I don't remember how that game turned out.
Who was tougher than?
I think he was a punter, so I think he did kick the ball a few times.
Gotcha. Well, especially if you're on the Broncos and a punter, you're kicking it a couple of times.
Yeah.
Who was tougher than Rich Carless, though, man? Out there in the freezing blizzards with his exposed
the barefoot
foot.
kicker.
Yeah. What's your favorite piece of memorabilia in that store?
This thing up here, that's part of an old super bike from a motorcycle racer named Cork Ballington. He was a 250cc world champion racer, and that was from 1988 Honda super bike. So that's pretty cool and pretty unique.
I'll tell you what.
And also, actually, if I show you this is pretty. Hey guys, that's my old bicycle.
That's your bike. Is that what you started out on right there?
That was my BMX bike when I was like 10 years old.
You should see I was riding my 3-year-old's bike yesterday, and I looked.
Yeah, I got the training wheels off, though, finally.
No, I just took the training wheels off. I wanted to make sure it was stable enough. And
Jeff needs the training wheels after he's had a few bevies on the golf course.
This is the part of the interview that I like the most there. The memorabilia is cool in there. And I got to tell you, Brothers Barbecue, when you think of Denver and Colorado institutions, is Brothers Barbecue been around for – how many years have you been around, Nick?
22 years.
22 years.
And counting. Yeah, we opened February 5th, 1998.
Wow.
So we opened up about a week after the Broncos won their first Super Bowl.
I would tell you good luck, but I'll just say continued success to you and yours. And
thank you very much.
Yeah,
appreciate it.
Continue kicking butt and supporting these great Colorado businesses right here, Nick.
We will definitely do that.
Thanks. There he is, Nick O'Sullivan and Brothers Barbecue. Guys, all right, as we close this thing, what did we miss? Because I think we did a fairly good job of kind of outlining how this works from what we're calling today soil to sandwich. But these relationships, as intricate as they are and much needed, Jerry Cooksey, we want to get out there for Colorado Wheat Field Days, and I think that takes place sometime in June. Is that renownedly when it is, Jerry?
Yeah, I think the date is June 15th, and we're still discussing on how we're going to do this with the COVID and that sort of thing. So tentatively, it's for June 15th.
And that's right on the forefront of harvest, isn't it?
Yes, our harvest usually starts around the 4th of July, so it's about 2 or 3 weeks prior to harvest.
Wow. Wow, very cool. What would you like to leave our listenership with today, Jerry?
I would like to say that it takes on this supply chain, it takes every link, and from soil to the barbecue end of it. It's we all need each other, and we're all facing challenging times right now. But I think we need to work together and support each other and keep moving forward.
Absolutely. And thank you for showing us right there the field and your finger. You got a nice finger.
Yeah.
You're outside the truck, driving around.
I just earlier I lost my signal, so I moved to a different spot in the field, and now I'm back. So I'm in the truck right now. I'm in the pickup right now.
Wow, it just goes on forever and ever and ever. I love it. Okay, guys, how about you guys, Codyann and Jeffrey? What would you like to in closing?
In closing, I want to thank everybody that helps us get product started, from flour, the water department, the yeast makers, the sugar makers, the salt makers. Thank you for still being there and doing your job to the end user, our customers, like Nick O'Sullivan and Brothers Barbecue, and my dear friend Rich Schneider, which I don't know if I could have made it through this time without his support. So I appreciate everybody, and God bless you.
Yeah, thanks so much. And maybe look at Richie. He is a expert now on Zoom rooms, and he's got a green screen going on and backdrops. Maybe get Richie, show them over there how to do that. At
You're letting my secret out.
Well, did anybody think you were sitting there in a pile of boxes right now in your office?
I bet there's a few.
Okay, point taken. But maybe we'd like to see a bunch of bread behind them next time. So show them how to do that.
We'll make that happen.
Bread. Hey, thanks, Codyann and Jeffrey Nations, right there, joining us, showing you for all the way how the chain works there. And Aspen Baking Company, we love that. It's just the most delicious bread ever. Jay, you love bread?
Yes.
Bread's my jam, and Aspen Baking is my super jam.
All right, Don and Meagan, close her up here.
I think if you've eaten today, thank a farmer. I think there's a lot of gratitude being passed around today. We're appreciative of all the businesses, Aspen Baking, Brothers Barbecue, for what everybody's doing. I think the one thing I would add is I'd give a shout out to all the folks that are going to our mills every day as well and keeping our mills running. And maybe Meagan can say something about that. But also, thank you to you, Greg, Rich, Jay, behind the scenes, for Modern Eater and getting the word out there about this. We need more content like this. So, Meagan, anything you want to add?
Thank you.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, the folks that come in here, come into work every day to keep the mills running and the packers packing and loading the feed trucks, unloading the wheat trucks. And all these folks, they're stepping away from their homes, their families to come in here during this strange times to make sure that we provide a solid food supply out to the country. We're definitely appreciative of these guys.
You guys would so does anybody know who Hazel Miller is? Has anybody heard that? Denver. She's a singer here in Denver. Has anybody heard of Hazel Miller?
Yeah.
Yeah? Hazel just walked into the studio here. Yeah, she did. We're going to see if we can't put her in this seat over here and talk to her. We've got a charity event that's coming up this Friday called Covade. And Covade is a little variety show fundraiser, Jeffrey, that we're doing for the Colorado Restaurant Foundation's Angel Relief Fund. And Hazel Miller has agreed to be one of our artists. She's the talent for that day. And she'll be in here on Friday with her keyboardist and kind of our house act, our house talent. Chef Brother Luck from Colorado Springs is going to join us in studio as well. But Hazel walked in through the front door. I was a little starstruck from that. I'm a big fan of Hazel Miller, so we'll see if we can't get her over here into the seat. But I have to thank all of you right now for joining us here today. What a wonderful conversation, and I really enjoyed it. Thank you so much, everybody.
May the 4th be with you.
May the 4th be with you, too. Look, Chef Carrie Baird right there checking in
Thank
at the
you.
bottom. You guys, did you see that? Look at all these people, Carrie. You there? Okay. Bye, guys. Bye, Rich. We'll see you.
Bye.
See you guys
Bye,
later.
guys.
That is Carrie, isn't it? My eyes are getting bad. Hi, Carrie. We were just.
I've got Blake with me.
What's up, Blake? How are you?
Good. How you doing?
You're the toast in the fancy toast.
Today I am.
How did those come, Carrie? I dropped. I don't know whether you saw it or not. Let me play this little video here real quick, Jay. I've got Jay running in a million directions. Chef Carrie Baird and Blake Edmonds going to join us on the stream here. Right now, yesterday, I visited my mom. She wanted one of these fancy hats from Carrie Baird. I said I'd go get her one. She's been in quarantine for 6 weeks, Carrie. Hasn't left the house. I know. And all she wanted was a hat out of this stinking quarantine. She just wanted a hat. Here's the drop-off here. We're going to play it on the stream. Drop off this fancy,
You guys are so funny.
fancy girl right now. I'm showing it right now. For you. I think it'll look good.
I'm excited because I'm a fancy.
I said I'd go get her.
Pants, not a fancy toast.
For 6 weeks, Carrie.
Ooh, sorry.
Yeah, Carrie Baird's hat. Let's see. Yep.
Huh?
Fancy.
Yeah. Like I said, I'm a fancy pants, not a fancy toast.
There's your hat. Leave us local for. Thanks for supporting local, Mom.
Yeah, for sure.
There you go. How you holding up?
I'm doing good. Come on in.
Oh, I get to come in?
Yeah.
All right.
What the hell? Just don't touch me.
Let me put my mask on. I made that out of a sock.
Oh, did you?
Yeah. She was so happy to get that hat. First of all, fancy toast, we know that's your deal. That's your jam. What made you think of putting it on hats?
We wanted to, actually Joe Sasto showed up with those Eat Pasta Make Love hats. Mm-hmm. So we were like, we need to get some swag. So obviously fancy toast is my hashtag. So we tried just the fancy and then the toast. And so the next round, we're going to put fancy and toast on the same hat because everybody wanted a fancy.
That's what I was going to ask. How many toasts are out there? I don't mind being a toast.
There's quite a few toasts left. Well, not quite a few. There's 10 left. And then the printer that we used, they're non-essential, so they won't be open until the lockdown's over. So we'll have to get the next round up, hopefully in the next few weeks.
I mean, Blake, you wouldn't want to be anything else but toast, right?
I can be both.
You've worn the fancy hat?
I wear them both.
Do you really?
I've got like 60 hats, man. I kind of just cycle through them.
No, I get it. Why do I feel like I've never seen you in the toast hat, Carrie?
I don't really wear hats that much, but I've got one of each.
Look how tan you are. Gee, Arizona did something good, huh?
Wow, you should see. Like, I'm so tan. But yeah, but we're also, the sun is facing us. We're looking tan.
Where are you guys? I can't believe where anybody is anymore because these Zoom meetings, you can put any picture you want behind you.
We're in Marin.
Yeah, we're in Marin. We're doing, we're making a little video to support the Colorado Restaurant Association after this. So we're kind of doubling up on our videos today.
Oh, nice. So what's the video for the Colorado Restaurant Association?
It's sponsored by the Lumineers, and then they brought on a couple, well-known Colorado musicians like had Todd, many others, and then so they're raising money for Music Cares and the Colorado Restaurant Association, and so me and a couple other chefs, restaurateurs who've been affected by COVID are putting videos out there to raise awareness and hopefully raise some money. That's
fantastic. We're trying to do the same thing for the Colorado Restaurant Foundation and the Angel Relief Fund. I love it. I have fundraisers back to back. So basically, for this one, we're going to ask you to cook, which crazy for that, huh? Unless you know how to play guitar, do you?
I mean, I could cook while playing if you want. I mean, how much money do you want to raise?
Down, down, da, down, 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 down. I think I remember how to play that too. Blake, do you have any talents, Blake, besides cooking?
Not really.
Really?
That's not.
No.
I think
I have hobbies. I wouldn't
Hobbies?
say that I have any of them.
Do you like to fish? Did you play sports growing up?
Yeah, I played hockey growing up.
Yeah.
I was actually really good at that.
What stopped it?
Yeah.
Injury?
I started cooking.
I started cooking.
High school ended.
High school ended. I had foresight to realize that I was not going to be a professional hockey player. I was good enough to compete, but I wasn't good enough to go that next level.
Well, you didn't see Wayne Gretzky in your future as being a...
No. No, like all the kids were way bigger than me and faster. Like I knew my days were numbered.
How about you, Carrie? Did you get into any sports? Oh, yeah, competitive sports, actually. Snowboarding.
Yeah. I played sports in high school all the way through. And then, and then obviously after high school, I skied. So.
Yeah, we mountain bike and snowboard and ski and golf.
We're chicken rearers now.
We are raising chickens.
Yeah.
We only have like a 20% mortality rate, which is pretty good.
Shut up.
Did two of them go?
Yeah, we lost two of them.
They lost two of them. Okay, and you were naming them. I asked you to name two. One of them Jay and one of them Greg. Were those the two who left the earth?
We decided to defer more to gender non-specific names. So like Pat and Dawn.
That's right. You guys, I don't in Denver. There's a gal that I don't know. She's off camera right now. I don't know if you can see her, but Hazel Miller. Have you heard the name Hazel Miller? Hazel,
thank you.
She just walked into the studio here. She's going to be on the stream this Friday. But listen, that's the voice of Hazel Miller right there.
How are you?
That's Chef Carrie Baird and Chef Blake Edmonds.
I was trying to read his shirt, but he won't put his arms down. Okay, walls are me.
Walls are meant for climbing.
Go ahead.
Go ahead.
That's got dual meaning.
She approves. I wish you could see Hazel. This is the first time I met you.
Well, thank you very much. First time I met you.
It's good to see you. I'm just beaming right now. I'm a big fan of Hazel Miller. She's done a lot for us. Friday's going to be a good time, you guys. Carrie, we're still trying to figure out whether you're going to come in studio or if you guys are going to cook from home, or what do you feel like doing? We're going to brainstorm right now. I know you said you're game for anything.
Okay.
It's on. Did you say Friday?
Friday.
What day is today?
Monday.
I was going to suggest Wednesday. It's Monday, Friday. Yeah, whatever you want. We, like a lot of other people, have been baking. I've been messing around with some pies, so maybe we could talk pie.
Ooh.
I'm putting the garden in. Not that it's has any bounty yet, but it's always fun to talk about. So, kind of whatever you guys want to do.
She said pie.
What's your favorite pie, Haley?
I'm from the South, pecan.
Yeah, that's my girl. That's my favorite pie, too.
Yoo-hoo!
Would it be interesting to see that? What would be interesting? Because I'll make...
Yeah, I love pecan pie.
Yeah,
I'll make you make one.
I can make a pecan pie.
Listen to that beautiful voice.
My grandmother's from Atlanta, so.
I'm from Kentucky. I played Atlanta more times than I want to admit.
Yeah,
that's awesome.
I like Atlanta.
I've only been once. It was really nice. It snowed the first day I was there, which was really weird.
In Atlanta?
Yeah, like never happens.
I had no idea it snows in Atlanta.
It wasn't. When I say snow, it was like sleet, but it shut the city.
I've had to drive through the ice storms. Yeah.
Yeah.
They have the college gospel competition every Thanksgiving weekend because every major college in the South has a gospel choir. Even white colleges, black colleges, you name it, it's there.
Yeah.
And we always would drive down and have to drive back in the sleet and the ice storms.
That sounds so cold. That humidity, that'll chill you to the bone. I don't want to do that.
Me either.
It'll go straight through you.
That's for sure.
Oh,
Carrie, you just got back from Arizona. Can we say why you were in Arizona and congratulate you and your sister?
Thank you. My younger sister had a baby, and her
Nice.
husband is an ICU doctor. He's actually in his residency, so his rotation right now is ICU. So he was high risk. So he, and God bless the people who did it. There was an Airbnb right around the corner. So while she was coming to term, they put him up in the Airbnb around the corner. And so I went down to help her because they have a 4-year-old. So everything went according to plan. I was with the 4-year-old while they labored, and her husband never tested positive for COVID, even though we checked him every day, and he slept not in our home for 2 weeks. But family's back together. He's out of the ICU rotation, and little Jada is home and better than ever.
Wow, that's fantastic. You're a beautiful little girl.
Oh, she's so beautiful. She's a good baby, too.
That's a great
sister
name.
I never had a baby, and I'm not going to have a baby, but she'll be actively labored for 5 minutes. And I imagine that's going to make women really mad. Because,
How
she's
did
been
she do
labored for
that?
a while, but, she only,
She got in there and she's like, we got to go.
we got to do this. And then she's there.
Oh my God! How did she do that?
I don't know. My aunt said she just fell right out.
I am PO'd.
Can't turn that back, can you?
I am PO'd, man.
Oh, my goodness.
That's loony.
And Blake, you've been doing great work there with the whole team, actually, Blake. Frontline workers and Feed 'em. No stranger, you guys. Lots and lots of food going out there.
You're the guy I saw on TV.
Probably is.
Yeah.
Maybe.
Channel 4? Did not see you.
Maybe briefly, but I haven't done any interviews. So
was he wrapping a burrito?
No, they were handing out food to all these doctors and nurses and EMS people with masks on.
You know, that was probably my chef. He looks a lot like me, but he's Puerto Rican. He's got a funny Puerto Rican accent. It's not funny. He's got a Puerto Rican accent.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, Marin's been doing about 35 to 4,000 meals a week. Our other restaurants are just kind of, we're pivoting and adapting and, staying alive. I'm going to reopen Mr. Oso next week.
Yay.
So yeah, lots of good stuff going.
What does that look like as far as the reopen?
We're going to do Tuesday through Saturday, just to go and delivery. So we're actively working on, we just need to make sure we have enough staff members to execute everything, but we're going to start delivering food ourselves just so we can kind of, the hardest part for us is that the wait times for a DoorDash, I think, are kind of prohibitive. So, everybody eats dinner now at 7 o'clock to 8 o'clock. So you have to be able to pump it all out as fast as you can. And it's not necessarily a matter of the kitchen. It's just kind of the systems in place that are, they're kind of slow. So, and then we're just trying to get all of our staff back to work and, keep the business as strong as we can until things normalize to a small degree. So
absolutely, everything's good. So you're in Marin right now, aren't you?
Yeah, this is the best kitchen to film out of. It's got nice big open spaces, great places for us to set up the camera, and whereas Senor Bear is old, it's like an old house, in a way. It's just old and dingy, and the lighting's not very good. It's loud. So,
how about you guys' house? You don't like your kitchen?
Honestly, our house is pretty dark. All of our windows, for the most part, are kind of north facing. So it's nice. It gets lots of natural light, but it's not very good for filming anything,
And the chickens are still in the house.
Yeah.
Good birdman.
Yeah,
so it's loud with birds.
Yeah, the birds are very loud.
You have the chickens in the house.
They have to. They're very fragile.
They're only this big.
Yeah.
Little babies, huh?
They're smaller than my beer can.
Yeah. And probably less than an empty beer can.
Yep.
They're tiny little things.
They probably weigh like maybe 3.5, 4 ounces.
Wow.
Wow. They are little tiny babies. And so
Oh,
you guys are going to have them for layers, though, right?
Yeah.
It's like a shot of tequila.
That's
The little baby.
I like that your shot of tequila is 3.5 to 4 ounces.
Hazel knows how to party.
Yeah.
Well, I have the tall shot glasses.
Yeah. It's not a full shot, unless you fill it all the way up.
Yes.
I will leave up to you guys whether you'd like to join us here in the studio. We're all physically distancing, far apart from each other. We'll maintain that. But it'd be fun to have you guys here with us on Friday if you can. If not, we'll do it from your choice.
I may not be able to join. It depends on what time.
Okay.
I'm in your bear on Friday, so.
No worries. All right, we'll
Well,
figure it out.
I haven't seen Brother in months, and I haven't seen you guys at all. Even from a distance, it'd be nice to see my friends. So
Nice. Very cool. Welcome back home. Good to see you.
yeah, great to be home.
Are you guys still down off like 4th and Gator?
Yep. Here we are.
Whatever.
Looks a little different in here right now. Kind of news desk style-ish.
Yeah.
But
Looks good.
the kitchen's all ready to go behind us. And we're going to make an event out of it, have a party in here.
Your kitchen's bigger than my whole floor plan. So
At where? Your house?
Oh, my house is 900 square feet.
Okay. Okay.
Itsy
That's about what
bitsy
we got.
teeny
That's
weeny. This kitchen is actually bigger than my living room, dining room, and
All together?
kitchen. Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
All right. Well,
Yeah.
Pretty big.
we've been known to sleep here every so often.
Oh.
So we got an office, too. Hazel. What a treat.
I'm from the South. I've slept on the floor many nights.
Okay. Okay. You guys, thank you for joining us on the stream today. Carrie, I'm going to catch up with you after the show if you don't mind.
See you soon.
Blake, always good to see you. I'm telling
Good to see
you.
you.
All right.
Bye, guys.
There they are.
Love the moderator. We'll talk soon.
Yep.
Okay.
Thank you. Bye,
Bye.
guys. There they are, Carrie Baird and Blake Edmonds. Wow, cool. It's weird at just meeting you, like right here in person for the first time, but hello.
Well,
And
was I
thank
too
you.
early? Did
No,
I
you
come?
were just
Okay.
fine. I mean, perfect timing, right? You got
Okay.
to catch up with some of the chefs.
Oh my God.
What do you think about first of all, restaurants? You like going out to eat?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah.
What's some of your favorites?
Oh, my goodness.
That could be a hole in the wall. Tell the
Everywhere.
truth.
I love Raleigh Berto's
Okay.
at 41st and Watts.
I got to try that. What's it called?
Raleigh Berto's, just like it sounds. RALIBERTO, apostrophe S. I love this little Szechuan Chinese place at 6th and Garrison.
6th and Garrison.
Now, fancy stuff, I go down to that whole new section of downtown.
Like the Dairy Block?
Yeah, now.
The Dairy Block.
Yeah, they ain't playing.
No, they're not playing.
And there's
around
one
at all.
that at 20, there's a beautiful, it's got several different restaurants, bakeries inside on the first floor at 27th and Larimer.
27th and Larimer.
Yeah.
Okay.
And they have these incredible murals on their big.
In the back walls.
Oh, my goodness.
Yeah.
Outside,
In
too.
the alley. Yeah, we were there just last week. That's around where El Posto is.
Yeah.
Off Larimer Street. Good restaurants around there. Working class. Dana Rodriguez is working
Yes. And you go in and you get real food.
I thought you were going to say something else.
No, you get real food.
Buzzed. And real food. I know. It's just, I miss that experience, Hazel, going out. And
I do miss that.
You know.
I mean,
like today's a patio day.
Today, it's a little windy out.
Is it windy?
It is
Haven't been out.
incredibly windy out
Okay.
there. But when you go to places like L.A. and you go out to a nice place, they give you this really great cuisine, but it's not a lot of it.
Yeah, that's right. That's right. It's not the South.
No, it ain't the South.
It's not the South. So, so Hazel Miller here with us. For folks that don't know you, how would you spend 30 seconds? Give a little bio of who you are.
Been here 35 years. I've worked with everybody you can imagine. I played every major festival. I've opened for everybody from James Brown to James Taylor.
Unbelievable.
I've been on the road with Big Ed Todd, God knows how many times. And I am happy to say that I have played Red Rocks with Big Ed Todd and the Monsters more than 15 times.
Have you really?
I think it's closer to 18 or 19 times.
Too much. What a
Yeah.
beautiful venue, huh? Is
Oh,
there any
my-
better? Is there any?
No,
No.
no, mm-mm, no. Mm-mm. I've been inside Carnegie Hall. It was very lovely,
Mm-hmm.
but it ain't Red Rocks.
Red Rocks is the best venue
It
you've
is
ever played.
I don't-
in North America.
Have you been to the Apollo?
I've been to the Apollo, but it was in the middle of the afternoon. It was one of those tours, and they whisk you in and they whisk you out.
Okay.
So I didn't really get to
Get
see.
to take it all
yeah.
in. Gotcha.
But I'd love to see a show there. Yeah.
Played internationally?
Yeah. Played England, all across Europe. I have played Iwo Jima, Japan.
No kidding. What's the song with Iwo
I've
Jima?
played them for the military. I did 4 military tours: Far East, the Middle East, Europe, and Central America. I played in Guatemala in a city that was so small, but they had 8 restaurants, and every single one was magnificent.
Ever done like an aircraft carrier or something like that?
I've never done the aircraft carrier, but I've flown on everything that flies, from a C-130 to those big helicopters, the Hueys. They flew us from Egypt. They flew us down the Nile,
Cairo?
from Cairo all the way down to the Gulf of Aqaba. And it's, if you look at the Bible, it was the way Moses went out of Egypt.
Yes, ma'am.
And we have 4 armed Marines.
Unbelievable.
Good looking Marines.
Good looking guys.
Yeah,
huh?
baby.
You felt safe.
Look, I'm old. I ain't dead. I'm just looking. I ain't buying nothing. I'm just looking.
Just take a little peek here and there.
I'm
Why
just
not?
looking.
That's okay. That's okay. So, you know, your days, you've been, the most of your life, you've been in entertainment.
I've been singing with a band since I was 16, and that's 50 years. 50
Feast
years.
and famine?
Yeah, but I have to admit, in Colorado, you can't see her. She's off camera. This is my best friend, Lori Cohen. She and I used to work at Laris together. We were plant jockeys. And when I left, I said, come on, and I'll teach you how to book the band. And we fuss, we fight, we carry on, but we made it. We built a brand.
Yeah. And you trust each other.
Yeah, we built a brand. We took a break because we got on each other's nerves, and now we're back.
Yeah. See this guy?
Yeah,
right here. Me.
But you do. You build. Yeah.
We got one right here.
But we built a brand. Hopefully, when people say Hazel Miller Band, they've heard us at least once. And it's very rare for someone to say that they haven't heard me.
Yeah. What do you figure you're most famous for?
Outdoors, playing City Park, playing at the big band shell up in Boulder, playing in the big park out in Grand Junction.
Have you ever said no?
No, because usually if somebody calls and it's for a good cause,
They want you. And they'll do a good job.
I'll go.
Yeah.
I'll go, especially if it has something to do with children and right now, I'm really, really conscious of the homeless. Because there were times when I first moved here that I thought me and my 3 boys might be homeless.
You were close.
By the grace of God, we were always one paycheck away. But people who say that, God doesn't answer prayers, they never prayed.
They never tried.
They never tried.
Yeah. And this neighborhood you're in here right now.
Oh, I used to live in the projects just to the northeast of here.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm trying to think where that, because this is
Right
industrial, right?
Right across from the I-25
Okay.
and the football stadium.
So, okay, Mile High's right there. Yeah, you're pointing in the right direction. Right there.
Yeah.
Okay.
Right there where Colfax and I-25 and Federal all run together.
Are they still there?
Oh, yeah.
They are?
Oh, yeah.
Underneath the viaduct?
There's a couple underneath, but most of them are up on that little hill. There's about 30 buildings.
Yeah. I'm trying to think any more in Denver. Everything's pretty nice.
When we saw those, I thought, they think this is the projects? Wow.
Where'd you grow up?
Louisville, Kentucky.
Louisville.
Then I went to New York and Chicago and Detroit, and I'm like, oh, my God, these are the projects.
Yeah. You got to say it right, Jay. Say Louisville.
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 Yeah. You
Right.
watch basketball, don't you?
I've watched basketball. Yeah, I'm not a huge fan of basketball anymore.
Oh.
It's the officiating. Let's not get started on
Well, you
all
know
that,
what?
you know?
When they canceled the Final Four, that was like somebody shot me in the back.
I'll bet. Yeah.
Because we live and breathe basketball.
Yeah.
Horse race. They moved the Kentucky Derby to September. It was supposed to be this Saturday.
I know.
They moved it to Labor Day weekend.
Blows your mind, doesn't it?
No, it's never happened
Yeah.
before. 200 and some years.
Never once.
People not happy about it.
You like to wear hats?
I have never been a church lady hat. I'm an infield kind of person. I'm out there drinking tequila, trying to figure out a way to get home.
No wonder I like you so much.
I used to have to call my mother, please come get me.
Come get you. Were you a tough kid?
No. I used to spend my time with a friend named Teresa Farrell, and we would sing. We learned every song from The Sound of Music, and we stand on her back porch and my back porch. She was a soprano, I was an alto, and we'd sing all the songs, and our neighbors thought we were pretty strange.
Mm-hmm. How old?
Probably from the 5th grade on.
Usually church has a big influence with
Oh,
that.
I'm
Did it?
Catholic.
Okay. so no.
I was raised Catholic. My mother was Baptist. My father's family is Baptist. They go back God knows how many centuries. But I was raised Catholic.
Yeah.
So didn't get to do the church hat thing.
Communion.
Now my auntie, my mother's sister, she used to go to a Pentecostal.
Uh-huh.
At least once a month we got to go.
Mm-hmm.
Baby, they had a band. Oh my God!
They had a budget.
People used to come with their tambourines.
Yeah, what's this?
It was all that. It was the first time I'd heard gospel, and by the time I got to college, I was singing in a college gospel choir.
There you go.
Mm-hmm.
Wait, how'd you come across James Brown?
When I was about 16, 17 years old, he came through Louisville. It was just to fill a date, an empty date.
Mm-hmm.
And there was a place called the Club Louisvillian. It was an old bowling alley. They wanted a cheap band to open because he only wanted to play 90 minutes. So 2 of the guys in the band that hired me were brothers, and their mom knew the owner. So we made $50 a piece.
Why you made 50? Usually it's for drinks, you know?
Well, the oldest person in the band was 18.
Mm-hmm.
And I was the youngest. I was 16.
Had to get paid. Couldn't give you a drink.
They gave us $50 a piece, and my brother was home just before he was going to Vietnam. And my mother made him go with me. And James Brown had those dancing girls.
Uh-huh.
I never saw my brother.
To
To this day, he swears he never left my side.
I love these stories.
I tease him all the time. I'm like, don't even work me. Let me go.
Mm-hmm.
I mess with him all the time about that. Hi. Oh, I'm waving at folks off camera. I'm sorry.
That's okay.
I have no home training. Please forgive me.
You are just fine. Catching up with Hazel Miller in studio, and we've got some other folks.
When this is all over, you got to throw a little party out back.
We've done a party or two out back.
Why not? I'll bring the tequila.
Okay. We'll supply that.
You got a bunch of stuff back there, but you got like that much Cazadores.
That's right.
And that's my drink.
It's been tough times. Well, we can get you more of that.
I love Cazadores.
For sure. I feel like a terrible host right now. I need to jump up. Miss Hazel Miller with us. So what do you think? Are you going to join us on Friday, or are we going to do something
I'll be there.
remote?
I'll be there Friday.
Now, this is there.
I know.
You
I'm
think
thinking that corner
right
right
in
over
this
there.
corner?
Mhm.
That's what's looking good?
So it'll be me and Dana, and we will treat this like an old
we can
Southern
get the
supper
lighting
club.
right. We can get the lighting right.
I've been doing this too long. I got a small PA. I have lighting. I will bring lighting.
Okay.
Don't worry. Me and you, we got this.
Done and done.
Well, yeah.
I got a 12-channel board. I'll give you a direct feed. We got this.
I love it. I love it.
You don't want me to bring the big one. It's as big as this table. You don't want me to bring that.
No.
You bring what you want.
So, like, if that couch comes up missing, please don't come to my house.
You like it?
I love that.
Man, my buddy Mike Moss. So
He made that?
Well, we took him some junk off Craigslist. Yeah, we brought him some old booths from a restaurant. Brought him to him, and I said, hey, listen, make this kind of Colorado. We love Colorado. Make this Colorado. He did it.
Well, I'm impressed.
He's a great guy. It's called
I am thoroughly
Cushion
impressed.
World, and he does.
Oh, give me a phone number.
I will hook you up directly. But he probably would just love to do something just for you. You know what? You may even know him. All these Denver. How long you been in Denver for?
35 years. It'll be 36 years, August 14th.
You like the direction it's taken?
I was on my way to L.A. This is the greatest gift God ever gave me. Oh, my goodness.
We got another guy here. Like people this is what it's like. Hazel, you want to do this every day with us?
Oh, tell me, where is he?
That's Larry Hers. Well,
I'm in Tuscany.
You wish.
Yo, can I go? No.
Yeah, you would. Hey, Larry, have you ever heard of Hazel Miller?
Is there any person in Colorado who has not heard of Hazel Miller?
Oh, bless your heart. I like him.
Right?
I'm going to bring you some tequila.
We've never met, but I've heard your music and love what you do.
Well, we're going to go all the way supper club if that's okay with you.
Wait, let's do it. Did you just say we were going to get turned up in here?
Oh, we're going to toe it up.
We're going to tear it up.
We're going to get toe up from the floor up. That's us.
That's going to be Friday, Larry. Larry Hirsch.
You coming?
He'll be on by somehow. He'll from Tuscany. You don't ever know where Larry's going to come in from.
Yeah, I don't know where I am.
Larry. So Larry does something called "What's for Lunch," among other things.
Look at that! You got it right.
I'm respecting the brand, right? I think lunch with Larry sounds pretty darn good. But what's for lunch is what he does.
I like that.
And we're just going to give everybody a little taste of what was for lunch today with Larry.
Ooh, what'd you cook, Larry?
Well, here you go. You ready to see it?
You'll see what it is.
Here we go.
Good afternoon,
my
Colorado.
stars.
Welcome to the Monday edition of What's for Lunch on Ocean Eats. I'm your host, Larry Hers. Today we have the Great Greek Mediterranean Grill from Aurora. My friend Trouba here. Welcome. Thanks for coming and bringing me all this great food. Quick story of how I found out about her. Mile High Food Fairy on Instagram. If you're not following Amber, she's got a tremendous feed. She told me about this restaurant that opened in her neighborhood. I think she lives like in the building.
Yes, she does.
And I'm like, chain, it doesn't sound interesting to me. She's like, I'm telling you, the food's great. I'm like, all right, I'll go. And so I went, and I was like, holy sh! It was unbelievable. So as she knows, I love it. I've been promoting her, especially the burger, which I'm glad actually we don't have today because the burger wouldn't really travel great, but they have a great burger. So, when did you open, and why did you open a restaurant?
Well, we opened on the 15th, around the 15th of February.
Okay.
Mid-February, not the best time to open a restaurant.
No, and never had been in the business before.
Exactly. My background is I've been a software engineer for 25 years, so is my husband, and but we come from restaurant families.
Okay.
So my dad, my uncles, all of them had restaurants.
In India?
In India.
Yeah.
Yeah. And so grew up in the restaurant business, know the restaurant business in India, but didn't know the restaurant business here.
Little different.
So little different. And I'm realizing every day how different.
Sure.
But the main thing was to learn the restaurant business, and what better way to do with a franchise.
Sure.
And so that's why we were in Vegas at some point looking at, we were at that point looking at different franchises. We walked into the Great Greek Mediterranean Grill in Vegas. That's one of the first restaurants.
Uh-huh.
And we were floored.
And so it goes from there. Wow, she's an interesting gal, but
look at that food.
What a choice to open up a restaurant, not even being in it, Larry. I'm sure you have some sort of comment about that.
I mean, the whole thing, the whole story is what makes me a fan of them. You know, you take people who've never been in the business before at their age to get in the restaurant business at this time, you know, the unfortunate timing, and it just, the whole thing actually works. They're very intelligent people, super hospitable. It doesn't feel like a chain at all when you're in there because they're there. And then I really, look, you know, I wouldn't be promoting them if the food wasn't amazing.
Mm-hmm.
That Athenian burger that they make it blew my mind. It was so good. And yeah, of course, their hummus, pita, the gyro, the hiro, and the baklava. It's all as good as anything. If they open up in the tech center here, which I think they will in the future, they're going to kill it.
So where is it? I want to go.
It's right next to all the hospitals on Colfax and 225.
Oh, right by the Anschutz.
Yeah. So they're doing tremendous amount of business, supplying everybody who's in the hospital, the doctors, first responders, and then of course they're donating a lot, and then people are buying a lot of food to donate from them. So they just walk right across the street. So
wow, cool. So that's What's for Lunch, and that's on the Our Community Now YouTube channel. Go and subscribe to that channel because you're doing good stuff. On Saturday, you did a little filming as well for restaurants near me.
Some not restaurants near me.
Oh, restaurateurs. Gotcha.
Somebody didn't show up that day. I don't know who that would be.
I was going to, and Saturday I didn't want to cut it short, so we were working on something here. I know. How was it?
I didn't realize quite how strong their margaritas are. I'm glad, we filmed, and then, we had a little break, so I had one, and we started filming again, and I was having a little trouble pronouncing words.
Did you wake up with your pants on backwards?
So I just had the one. We filmed it. Went great. I'll tell you one thing I learned from wearing a mask and gloves and being in a kitchen. It is brutal. I mean, I knew it was going to be bad, but the cooks, I don't know how they're going to do it in this city because every kitchen's hard. And to wear a mask, it was so hard to breathe in there. And I was only in there for 10 minutes, 20 minutes. It'll be interesting to see how that goes. Obviously, social distancing is impossible in a kitchen. That'll never happen. But, they are wearing masks. They are taking all the precautions. And then I was filming from, say, 2:30 to 3:30 at the restaurant. It could not believe how busy they are in the middle of the day. And we were at the Highlands Ranch location. They actually have a drive-through, which is kind of interesting. They've got curbside and a drive-through to get people through. And then we took the food to the fire station. And, of course, the fire station, everything's very careful. And we didn't go in the station, and we didn't touch anybody. And we had the masks on the whole time. So the Ramirez brothers, gave me 2 margaritas to take home. So I had another one with dinner. So that's 2, over 3 hours. And then I was like, yeah, let's have another one. Could not. I don't know what happened.
Did you have a hangover?
Hangover? I passed out. I woke up at 1 in the morning. And at 1 in the morning, I had a hangover.
Wow.
They must be putting Everclear in there because I don't think that fast.
Well, probably not, but they were good though, right?
Oh, they're delicious.
Yeah. It's
so good. And we're going to have that episode ready to go for tomorrow. For Cinco de Mayo.
Wow.
To promote those and safe food and the fire station that they donated to. I'm very excited for this episode.
Anytime somebody gets a little too intoxicated and something, they black out or they eat something. It's always like, hey, listen, man, I don't know what they put in their drinks, but it's something. It's like, yeah, it's alcohol, bro, and you consumed a lot of it. That's what happened. Don't feel. I know. Look, there's Larry. Hey, listen, man, I only had 3 margaritas, which technically probably means 6.
That's okay.
1.5 margaritas should not knock me out.
I don't know.
You're not 20 anymore,
if
Larry.
It's good tequila. I don't know.
I mean, Los Dos, those guys kill it. I got to make sure you end up meeting them. And I had the molcajete is what they gave me for dinner. It's one of my all-time favorite dishes. It's like a Mexican stew. So good.
Let's jump into some openings and some closings right now.
I'll just run through real quick a little bit of last week, and then I have some little social media little subjects I want to talk about.
Yep.
So just real quick, we already went over this, but for people who didn't see on Friday, Urban Farmer is now open. Happy Camper, a brand new opening, which is crazy, in 32nd and Pecos. Mercantile, Tavernetta, Ocean Prime DTC opens up on the 5th, tomorrow. Sam's number 3 open downtown. And then people are always asking me how you can help restaurants. And a couple of things just real quick. and I've talked about this a little bit before, but when you see a restaurant's post on your feed, you're actually hurting it a little bit if you don't like it or comment on it. So like and comment on every restaurant post you see. If you want them to stay in business, it helps them reach more people when you like and comment on it. And then the biggest thing with restaurants that people have to really pay attention to is stop using Grubhub, Uber Eats, and DoorDash unless you're desperate. Try and order either takeout, curbside. I mean, don't you want to get out of the house anyway? And then the other option is a lot of restaurants are doing their own delivery. So go to their website, order direct through them. That 30% is really starting to hurt these restaurants. So I just wanted to put that out there. I'm sure you guys have talked about that before.
I'm glad you actually brought that up again. I think that's a great point, Larry, to do that each and every time you can.
I don't think consumers really understand because they hear that restaurants are getting free fees and they're not. They waive fees.
I didn't know there was a fee for like Grubhub.
Oh, you should hear the numbers that they are too, Larry. It's astronomical in some senses. Did you see
I'd
that?
say the average is 25%. Some restaurants.
Really?
The more you give them. So if you give Grubhub 30%, then when people go on Grubhub, you'll come up higher in the search. So let's say somebody's searching hamburgers, and you give 30% to them. Well, you're going to come up number one. If you made a deal with them for 20%, you're going to be way down on the bottom.
Yeah.
And it makes sense for them because they're in business to make money, and the more money they make off the restaurant, the higher they're going to put them up there.
Amen, man. It's terrible. It's terrible.
See, I'm one of those people that would do the drive-through just because you know the people
Go pick
there.
it up. Sure.
Yeah, go pick it up.
Yeah,
say
hello.
hi.
That's right.
Just,
you like people.
Yeah, because
you're a people person. Sure.
one of my favorite places is Rally Berto's. I've watched their sons grow up, and they're both in college now.
Yeah. Have you heard of Rally Berto's, Larry?
I have no idea what that is.
It's a family-owned little Mexican restaurant. It's at 41st in Wadsworth. It rocks.
Hit them up, Larry.
It rocks. RALIBERTO''S, Rally Berto's. I tell you what, in the last 15 years, they are now 24 hours.
Really?
That's how much business they get.
Holy cow. All right.
And on any given night, you used to see every musician from 4 counties because they would be open, and the food is fresh. And it's two sisters and their husbands and their kids. Baby, they rock.
Greg, have you been there?
I haven't. That's why
They rock.
I wrote it down,
I
too.
love them. I go through the drive-through at least once a week since this all happened, and the boys are like, "Hi, Miss Miller." I'm like, "Hi, baby." They make their own horchata. Oh, I love horchata.
Let me turn this up, see if we can hear this.
They're fun. They're really
Why
nice.
can't you take that off and put on Aretha Franklin? And here I am 100 years later playing this, singing this song.
Where did you find this?
There's a gentleman sitting up on the balcony. His name is Joe Tripp. I met Joe on a Sunday night. I was sitting in and he was very nice. And after that, he gave me my first band job in Colorado. And that's Joe sitting right up there.
Joe put a lot of food on my table.
I was in it. I never had a band that ran, and he always would pick me up. God bless him. Well, here you go again. You say you want your freedom.
Beautiful.
Who am I to keep you down? It's only right that you should play the way you feel it. But listen carefully to the sounds of loneliness, like a heartbeat tries to mine. The stillness of remembering what you had.
Ooh, huh?
Hey, Greg and Hazel. My wife just recently said to me, "You want to know what the saddest thing is?" And I'm like, "What?" She's like, "How much you love music and how terrible a singer you are."
That's true. You didn't get that curse, did you, Hazel?
Well, I've been singing since I can remember. My mother worked 6 days a week. My father worked 5. There were 7 of us. So we couldn't go outside after school unless one of them was home. So we would put on our own Ed Sullivan show. So everybody had to sing, dance, or tell a joke. You had to do something, or they beat you with a pillow.
A pillow, huh?
just chase you through the house.
I live in that house. How many people just think you turn on and turn off like that? Like, give us a little something right now. You hear that all the time?
Oh, all the time.
What can you do? Give us a little.
R-E-S-P-E-C-T, I know what it means to me.
What? Huh, Larry?
No, I turned on the radio one day and
you want to hear a little bit of mine?
Sing. Go ahead. Everybody can sing. Everybody can sing,
Everybody
man.
can sing.
No, I really can't.
Who does not sing in the shower?
Oh, I sing all day long.
I sing in my car.
You do?
Oh, my
shower?
favorite thing is late at night when you're leaving a gig and you get up to the red light and you got your window down and you're singing real loud. And I look over and somebody's staring and I just reach over, take the wig off, throw it on the chair, and they're like, throw it on the other seat. They just freak out. And I wave and I'm gone.
I got my my Louis Armstrong.
And I think to myself, what a wonderful world.
That's lovely.
I see skies of blue. I still love you.
Oh, my.
That's an interesting thing I can do.
That's pretty good.
Well, I mean, it's not good, but.
I think you went a little too far there.
Did I? I know.
Come on, just sing one.
Give us
Just
something,
sing
Larry.
just one thing.
Me?
Yeah, just one thing.
Everybody can sing. He's all nervous. He just had to give his collar.
Come on, you can do it. I have faith in you.
Okay. Let's sing something together.
No.
Okay, what you got?
Pick up a popular song. I can do it. I can do a duet.
What's your favorite?
I'm a Billy Joel guy.
Ooh.
New York State of Mind, Piano Man.
Sing us a song, you're the piano man. Sing us a song tonight. 'Cause we're all in the mood for melody. You got us feeling alright.
I love that song.
I love Billy Joel.
My wife's going to kill me for
Can
that.
you do that? The love. Of course you
La da 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 da.
can. Wow.
He's amazing.
It's going to be a good
He's
night.
amazing.
Barry Minos here with us, too. Wait, do we have a stick mic that we can just hand to Mary here real quick as we end this show? And we look forward to Friday. And we'll step off smartly.
Doesn't she look
at 2
cute?
p.m. Always. Mary is always dressed.
She's very fashionable.
Yeah, absolutely. And you dressed up, too?
Well, I put on shiny on top because I've been doing concerts from my dining room, and nobody knows that I have on my pajama bottoms.
Well, that's better than me. I have no bottoms on.
At all, huh? Put that headset on here. Mary.
We've known each other a long time.
We just sanitized it.
I'll share.
Let's get over to
You get what my background was, Craig?
No, what?
May the 4th.
Oh, yeah. May the 4th be with you. I like
Oh, May the 4th. I was trying to figure out is that Europe right behind you?
the Europe Star.
Yeah, it's Scandinavia. And,
Yes.
I have never, that's the one I've never been to Scandinavia, but.
Never, huh? Okay.
Yeah.
There's time. There's time.
There's time.
Mary Mino, hi. How are you?
Fantastic. How about you?
God, well, too. I'm looking forward to Friday. We're going to have an interesting day.
What are you cooking?
A lot of good partners.
I wish I was cooking.
You're not?
No, but we have some great folks on the show. Am
Keegan
I right?
Gerhardt,
Yeah.
Carrie Baird, Brother Luck, Hazel Miller, Rob Drabkin.
Rob!
The Rep. I know Rob's going to be on. Do you know Rob?
He's a sweetheart.
He is a sweetheart. Rob came on to give us a little taste on Saturday night's show. And I'll tell you what, this song, Beautiful Day, that he has here, take a little bit of this.
Is that from the new CD?
Yeah, take a little bit of this in.
I haven't bought it yet. I got it.
Early this morning, woke up holding my head, hearing my heartbeat all night long. Her shades this motel, keeping me in bed. Reading the news, just trying to stay strong. I need to just get up. You take a deep breath. Keep it together, 'cause it's some beautiful day.
Yes. That's going to be Friday. Community, family. Boy, what a Colorado. We all love each other so much.
We do. We stick together.
I see these things. I just get flushed. I think I'm going through menopause or something.
No.
But I start to tear up a little bit.
No, it's just you have a heart.
I just love us. I just want us all to do well. And speaking of that, the Angel Relief Fund just doing well for a lot of folks right now. You made an announcement with us here just this last Friday. Wait till you hear this, Hazel. Did you hear this announcement?
No, I didn't.
Oh, my gosh. Do it again if you would.
So, and to your point that I just get emotional about everything, it's for about 6 weeks we've been raising money for restaurant workers and food and beverage hospitality workers who have been impacted by being, out of jobs or furloughed or displaced, or they might even have COVID-19.
Oh.
And I announced $1 million gift from the Kemper Family Foundation. I will tell you that we're up to $1.6 million in the foundation.
My gosh.
And today we're at 500 grants, where we've spent about $210,000 to support workers who have applied to the foundation. Workers who are struggling out there, just trying to pay basic needs. It is so unbelievably gratifying. But what's really fantastic about it are all the folks who are calling me up or reaching out to me in some way, shape, or form, saying, "I'm not related to the industry. I don't work in the industry, but I have been supported by this industry for many years, and you feed me, and it's my time to take care of you." And they write checks, and they're writing big checks, and I can't say enough about what's going on in the state of Colorado.
Think about that, 500 grants.
That's a big
Folks,
amen.
and just it's not just filling in the gaps, but folks that can apply directly to you.
Right.
The money that they're not stockpiling it; they want to activate this,
That's
put it
right.
to use.
We have enough funding right now to fund about 3,300 grants. And we want to get rid of it in a month. And we just want to keep raising funds to keep money into the pipeline so that we can continue to help our workers. Because, who knows how long this is going to go on.
It'll be this time next year. And unfortunately, musicians and restaurant people will be some of the last people to go back to work.
Yeah.
And interesting, too, and we've just seen this, that during the time where the industry's turned on its ear, and even with musicians, well, what's the first thing that you think of doing is to serve someone else, to be there, to sing at this charity event, right?
Right.
I think it's just so amazing that that's the first reaction, and that's why they call it the service industry.
We have to give back, because for a lot of musicians, were it not for restaurants and supper clubs,
right,
that's where most of us get our first jobs.
Right.
And it is. I've worked for restaurants where they've actually said, "Hazel, didn't you say you have 3 boys?" I'm like, "Yeah." "Well, here, take some bread, some hamburger and stuff home and feed those boys tomorrow." I'm like, "Thank you."
Yeah, absolutely.
Thank you.
Yeah.
And then you work for these huge names, and most of them are so incredibly generous, and you don't know that about them.
It's good to hear.
It's good they are incredibly
generous. There's some
generous.
folks that go, "Oh man, I wish I would have never met you." But then there's other folks like, "Wow, I can't. Thank you that I did meet." And Hazel, you're one of those. I'll tell you what.
These two ladies.
How did you guys meet?
Benefits.
Yeah, I have brought Hazel into almost every fundraiser I've been doing for the last 30 years. More recently, it was right before our swan song when the governor did, shelter in place. We did a fundraiser for the Angel Relief Fund over at the Studio Loft.
Right.
And we had about 300 people there. And We raised a lot of money for
And
the
we didn't
Angel
know if
Relief
anybody
Fund.
would come.
We thought we had hand sanitizer everywhere. People were, we were elbowing, fist pumping. We were doing all kinds of crazy stuff. And we raised a lot of money. But, Hazel has always
then
brought down the
playing
house.
Earth, Wind, and Fire, and the next thing I knew, people were dancing. I'm like, oh, Lord.
Well, there was, yeah.
Not my fault.
Well, that was before they said anything about social distancing. But
that was before. I didn't even know what social distancing was. I'm from the South. There's no such thing.
Yeah, I know. It must be tough. I know. Jay's one of these people. He doesn't hug anybody anyway. So he's fine. I mean, look at Jay. We're brainstorming on the air here, but I think you set up over here. Obviously, we're going to clean up the bedroom. Just no like Mama. We're going to get this all nice and we're going to construct this however we want to.
Kind of thing. Okay?
I love it.
Yeah.
Love it.
Blues, jazz, a little R&B, some Motown.
So we'll have Brother Luck and Hazel in studio, right? We'll have that covered. Then in case all technology melts down, we're in good hands here in the studio. Then we're going to jump off to other places around the city, chef's kitchens. Yeah, Rob's going to do it from his living room as well. I know, Rob, it is a beautiful day.
He is a sweetheart.
Turn that up just a little bit, Jeff.
I met him when he was about 17. Didn't we meet him when he was like a kid? Still in high school playing bars.
What a talent. We got so much talent for you guys locked and loaded. It's Friday. Mark your calendars. The best thing I can tell you is head over to the Facebook, and you can hit either Colorado Restaurant Foundation, the Modern Eater, Hazel Miller's page. You're going to see the event there. Once you see the event, just click on that link. It's your entry, right? This is for everybody. It's all inclusive. If you want to pitch in a couple of bucks, please do. But the awareness for the Angel Relief Fund and the great work that they're doing, click on that link. Say you'd like to get a notification. When we go live at 2 o'clock on Friday, you're our guest. Be here with us. Thank you. It's going to be a good time. We're going to stake out the kitchen, see what's going on. Rob's going to play us out.
So beautiful day. It's beautiful. It's beautiful. It's beautiful.
Oh, nice.
Day.
All right. Take care of yourself and each other. Larry Hertz, thank you, sir. We'll see you
Thanks
tomorrow. The Modern Eater Show will continue tomorrow. Thanks, everybody involved. Mary, Hazel, Lauren, Jay, Little Rich. We had a great day. Thank you so much. It is a beautiful day.